Hi, everyone. So this video is about one of the most dreaded moments in your career when you receive a letter from either a lawyer or the board or some other agency asking for money or telling you you've done something wrong and making some demands. These are called demand letters because they're demanding something. And depending on what it is that they are finding fault with, it could be as easy as asking for records, whether it's employee records or patient charts or things of that nature, or it could be much more substantial where they're actually asking for money. Now, as our society has kind of transformed, people are much more litigious, and we have seen a lot of 6-digit, 7-digit demand letters, a lot of times making bogus arguments and bogus claims. But there are some things that you need to keep in mind. We handle these kinds of things all the time. And so these are really valuable secrets that I want you to take note of and make sure that you do if, God forbid, you get into a position where you receive one of these things. The number one advice that I want you to know is please do not blow it off. Not, ignoring the letter, putting it aside, being upset. All of those things are things that only come back and harm you in the future. You're allowed to be upset. Absolutely. You're allowed to be angry. You're allowed to, vent and show some emotion. All those things are normal, because we're human, and that's what happens when somebody accuses us of doing something wrong, especially if it's falsely accusing us of doing something wrong. But don't let that delay you reaching out to a lawyer like me or someone else to help you. So put it aside for a day, then the next day, pick up the phone, fax it, email it to us, do something. Blowing it off does not allow us enough time to prepare. And that's the harm that happens with blowing it off. Then we have to ask for an extension and all those things, which can happen. Government agencies, opposing counsels, these lawyers will give us extensions, but I don't want to use that if I don't have to up front. I want to keep that in my back pocket for the future. The second thing that happens when you get a demand letter is that once you contact someone like me, we will start to ask for documents to validify the arguments, right? Their claims. And a lot of times, by the way, these things are bogus, right? They're making claims. The lawyers or the agencies are only getting one side of the story, and so they don't really know the details. And so make sure you have really good record keeping. Don't destroy anything. Don't change anything. Once you contact someone like me, we'll get the records and analyze it and make sure that we respond on your behalf. The one thing I want to mention about that, make sure you are not responding yourself to anybody, to whether it's a lawyer or a government agency. It's really important to get professional help here. And the reason is because there are things that you want to say and there's things you don't want to say. And you might accidentally admit to something that you shouldn't be admitting to. And it might be as simple as, accepting blame or being late on something that you should have not been late on. So make sure you get your documentation and you contact somebody instead of replying directly to the agency yourself. I can tell you that a lot of times when you get professional help responding to these demand letters, the result is much more in your favor than if you respond yourself. For a lot of reasons. One, the agencies and the lawyers understand that you're taking it seriously. And two, the response is strong and to the point where you need to be when someone's sending you a demand letter. So make sure that is there. The final thing is that it's really important to really know what is the person's motives, right? Is this someone who's vengeful? Are they trying to just get back at you? Was there something that you did that just hurt their feelings? Was it an ego thing? Is it maybe a government agency or an insurance company that is, trying to recoup some of their losses, and yet, it's misfounded calculations. There's a lot that goes behind the motives for the letters, and so we will work with you on those, and that usually helps us resolve the item as well. So once again, start thinking about that once you get the demand letter. But remember, contact a professional immediately. Let out your aggression for a day or so, and then contact someone. Let us help you resolve it. A lot of times it can be resolved really well as long as you get on it quickly. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm always happy to talk to you more about these.